All right, a reminder that the Georgia locker room is currently open for interviews with additional student athletes. We are joined right now by Georgia head coach Katie Abrahamson Henderson and Georgia student athletes Diamond Battles and Javin Nicholson. Coach will not be making an opening statement. We will begin with questions for our student athletes. Please direct all of your questions at this time to our student athletes.
John Steppe, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. For both of you, what are the emotions like after a hard-fought game and a tough loss like this?
It's disappointing, of course. You know, we're competitors. We want to win. We felt like we had a good chance, good fight, you know, continuously through the game. We had a good game plan, and we were sticking to it. You know, this is March Madness, though. There's going to be plays where, you know, tough players make tough shots, and that's just really how it went. But how we feel, you know, we're grateful to be here. We're blessed to be here. We feel like we took advantage of our opportunity. But it is very bittersweet for our seniors, for just our group in general. You know, we have a great group. We're really close, so it's just very bittersweet.
Scott Docterman with The Athletic. This is probably more for Javin and Diamond, I guess, both. The defense that you guys were able to play and kind of keep the ball out of the paint for Iowa, and I think they only scored 2 points on second chance opportunities. Is that indicative of the defense you played all year, and if so, how did it help serve you today in your opportunities?
I mean, yeah, that's just how our defense is. When we lock in the game plan, we focused on key components of what Abe needs us to do, and we just knew that we had to pressure the ball and disrupt their sets. Our defense was really good today. We stuck to the game plan. We boxed out. We was on the boards. We got loose balls. We played Georgia basketball today, so.
Susan Harmon, HawkFanatic.com. You guys got the game to within 2 points there late, 66-68. What was your feelings? What happened there? Why were you not able to sort of get over the hump?
Just things happen. Game of basketball, you can't. You're not perfect in every area. Things happen and people miss shots, and that's how, you know, the game goes. That's the momentum swings, and fortunately, you know, we had an opportunity and we didn't capitalize on it. But that's just how things go, and we tried to get it back on the other end, and it just didn't happen that way.
Diamond, 16 of your 21 points came in the first half. Was there something that you noticed Iowa do differently in terms of defending you in the second half?
They wasn't, you know, letting me catch it as much, but, you know, when that happens, you just got to get my teammates open and create somewhere else, and I tried to do that. But definitely, you know, they made it harder for me to score on balls and everything else. So they kind of keyed in a lot on me in the second half, so that's why.
Don Lund, Solon economist. Diamond, seemed like the louder it got, the better you played. Do you kind of enjoy playing in this kind of atmosphere? Does that kind of make you motivated?
Like I said yesterday, when the lights are on, I kind of want to shine. So I was ready for this. My teammates helped me get ready for this, and I love playing in environments like this. I get to prove to the world who I am, showcase my name, let everybody see who I am. So I guess today that I was ready to play and ready to show the world on ABC Network that I was here.
Any additional questions for our student athletes? All right, ladies, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good job, Jeff.
All right, we'll continue with questions for Coach Abe.
Seems like things kind of fell apart there in the final 2 minutes with those 3 consecutive turnovers. What do you think went wrong there?
Well, let me say first, Diamond was the best player on the floor tonight. She had, how many points did she have? Diamond had 21 points, so, I mean, she was the reason why we were doing what we were doing. So, you know, I think, you know, our team did an amazing job and played great defense and played suffocating defense. And, you know, down the stretch is not anything indicative of the game.
Any additional questions for Coach?
Braden Roberts, go Iowa, awesome. Coach, every time Iowa made a run in this game, you seem to have a response. Can you talk about your team's resiliency?
Yeah, and every time we made a lot of runs. I know everything's going to be about Iowa right now, but my team is really good. They're really good. We came in here, we fought like crazy. We were the underdogs, but there was no underdog here today. We represented Georgia really, really well. And it was a tie ball game. We made runs. We went up. They cut it. They made some runs. We cut it back. I mean, it was an even game the whole game. The whole game. The last 2 minutes is not the game. So they, I mean, we had two really, really good teams on the floor today, and one of them was Georgia, for sure.
Along those lines, what does it mean, kind of big picture for the program, that in year one you're able to be as competitive as you were with a really talented Iowa team?
It means my coaches are amazing, and we have a really good coaching staff, and we took 15 players and got them to this point, which is unbelievable. That's why I said Georgia was here too, everybody. And they're a seasoned veteran team, and they are good, and we were here. We were here, and we almost won the game. We were close enough to win that game, and I'm proud of our team. We brought a bunch of kids together. They bought in. Some of the Georgia players stayed. I brought some kids from UCF. Some other kids like Audrey Warren wanted to transfer because she wanted to be a part of greatness. And so the Georgia brand is there, and I'm just really, really proud of them to do this year with 15 brand new players and our coaching staff. That's why I keep saying Georgia's here today.
Your bench outscored, Iowa 24-0. Have they been that consistent all year?
Yep. You guys just don't watch us. You don't watch us. So we play in the SEC. The SEC is tough. They're tough. So, our defense has been the same. Our defense has held people down. Our defense held a lot of teams down to their lowest scoring. And obviously, offensively, we have a lot of weapons. So a lot of people are high scoring today, and obviously Diamond Battles led the way for us. I mean, Diamond Battles is a pro. She's a pro. I know her name's not going to be out there, and Caitlin's a pro for sure, but so is Diamond Battles. She is the reason we have gotten this far. I mean, comes to UCF with me, Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all that. Then she comes here, makes second team, all defensive team, plays 1 year here for us, and is the best player on the floor today, in my opinion. She was leading everybody in scoring today, and played great defense and got steals and tips and all that. And and I felt like Javin played well, Brittany played well, Audrey played well, Zoe played well. Everybody that went in really represented. And I understand that a lot of them haven't been. There's probably 6 of them that have never been in the NCAA tournament. So we did an amazing job.
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. The other day, you mentioned that you guys kind of go into games defensively with a goal in mind of how many points you want to give up for every team. Is 74 points kind of near the goal? Is that what you guys were looking for today?
Well, we had them down before the last 2 minutes of a bunch of free throws. So, I mean, when we played LSU, we held them down to lowest scoring and everything. So, I mean, we had them right there. Yeah. I'm not going to give you the number.
Coach, we have 2 online questions. You're saying goodbye to many fifth-year seniors. What's it mean to do it with this group of players, many that came with you from UCF?
Yep.
And what can everyone expect for the future of Georgia basketball?
Well, you just saw it, but we're going to continue. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people, young kids that are going to want to play for us because winning is written all over Georgia. It's been in the future, been in the past. I mean, Andy Landers built Georgia. And to talk about the 5 seniors, that's hard because Diamond Battles I've known since she was a junior in high school, so it's probably been 8 years. Brittany Smith I've known since she's a junior in high school, so 8 years for her. Lish has probably been 4 years. I mean, our freshmen I've known that none of them played, but they're all coming back next year, and they're good and they're talented, and so I've known them for a long time. The only ones that I really haven't known for a long time are the ones that were that decided to stay at Georgia and trusted us as a coaching staff. So it's just going to be really hard to lose, especially Brittany and Diamond, because they came to Georgia and they, you know, they were like us, and they helped us build this. Reload this, I should say. Reload this.
That last question was from Gabriella Lewis. From Joshua Louder, how proud are you of your team?
No, I'm very proud. I mean, I'm very proud. I like all the things I've said. I'm very proud of them. Anybody could have won this game, for sure. Hopefully next year we will come back and we can host. That would be awesome.
All right. Do we have any other further questions?
Colin Votsmeyer, Daily Iowan. How did the scout on Gabby Marshall's shooting ability play out today?
I don't know. What did she have? Gabby Marshall, is this not my pretty eye girl? Yeah, I mean, good. I think good. I think the scouting report on Caitlin was great. She had 16 points, you know, so that was, she finished with a lot because she had some free throws, but she had 16 points. I mean, that's a scouting report, and she averages 27 points a game. That's a lot. So I think we did a great job on her, and I think, you know, their role players really stepped up.
All right. Any other further questions? All right, Coach, thanks for joining us.
All right, go Dogs.
A reminder that the Georgia locker room is still open for interviews. Please check with our stewards outside for time remaining. All right, a reminder that the Iowa locker room is currently open for interviews with additional student athletes. We are joined now by Iowa head coach Lisa Bluter and Iowa student athletes Caitlin Clark and Gabby Marshall. We'll begin now with an opening statement from Coach Bluter.
Well, just thrilled, you know, getting through this game. Georgia is an excellent basketball team, and obviously we had to play very, very well in order to get this victory today. You know, Caitlin has a double-double. Gabby, her adjusted field goal percentage shooting is 83%. She's 5 for 8 from three-point range. You know, through the tournament games, she has 19 for 33, 57% from three-point range in our Big Ten tournament and now in this tournament. I mean, she has just been outstanding. But the main thing I got to say is to our crowd, we had the best attendance of all 16 of the sites across the country. The Hawk fans are amazing, and we needed every one of them today. So a big, big thank you to the Iowa Hawkeye fans.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll continue with questions for both of our student athletes.
Susan Harmon, hawkfanatic.com. They got the game down to 2 points, like 68-66. And then what did you guys do to sort of take charge at that point? They had some turnovers. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think, are you talking in the fourth quarter there?
Oh, yeah, at the end.
Yeah, I think fourth quarter, well, I had a shot that I left short, and then we go down, and then we got to stop, and we come down. I think there was like a minute 10 maybe left on the clocks, and I just dribbled it out, and we went 4 flat. So basically, I was just going to take the girl to the hole, and luckily I beat her and got a shot off and made it, and then became a 2-possession game. So kind of just knew, you know, try to get another stop, which we did. You know, I think somebody got a deflection. Was it you or Kate? Somebody got a deflection there, and Monica got the ball, and we were able to advance it, I believe. So basically, it was our defense, but the last play we scored on was like just a 4 flat going to the basket because the middle of the paint was so open. I just, you know, wanted to penetrate and get to the rim.
Gabby, you're obviously on a streak now. But do you feel confident that all your teammates, that when they're open, they're going to score? I mean, Kate was hitting one. McKenna, obviously, once in a while, Caitlin will hit one. But, I mean, doesn't that feel good to know that you're not the only one that has to do it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been playing together so long that I think the belief we have in each other is just astronomical. I mean, I think every time any of us shoots the ball, it's going in, and we tell each other keep shooting, and we believe in each other all the time. And the coaches believe in us to keep shooting, and if one person's in a slump, the other person's going to pick them up. So that's just what we're really good at, and I think our team chemistry on and off the court helps with that a lot.
Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette, for either of the players. The bench got awfully short today with Hannah not there. Molly got banged up early. What does it say to, you guys did what you did with basically 7 players?
Yeah, I think it shows how tough we are. I think the mental toughness is going to carry us a long way. It wasn't always pretty. I mean, 17 turnovers isn't as high as we would like. We want to keep that number a bit lower. And, this is a tough game to win. You're in the round of 32. Georgia has absolutely nothing to lose. We're in front of a sold-out crowd. And, I thought we came down and were really tough at the end of the game. Got stops when we needed to. We cleaned up the offensive rebounding in the second half. We only gave up 2 points on offensive rebounds, which was huge for us. Who knows if it was like the first half, we might not win the game. So I think that was, huge as well.
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. Caitlin, they held you, lower than what you're normally averaging per game. What did you see from them defensively that gave you a little bit of a hard time, and then overall to, force some of those turnovers that they did?
Yeah, I think, normally I probably make a couple more shots. I thought I had, at least 3 open threes that usually that go down for me. 1 in transition from Gabby, another one in the corner, and then honestly probably 4 more threes that were pretty wide open. But, luckily I made a couple more in the second half. But, sometimes that happens. That's just how it goes. I mean, I'm still 4 for 10 from the three-point line. I'll take that probably any day of the week. It's 40%. It's better than what most people do. And, I think getting it into the paint was one of our goals. But at times we just froze up once we got it there because they were collapsing. And it seemed as if everybody was guarded. But, they're long, they're athletic. They live on turnovers. That's what they wanted to do. But, no matter when we had a turnover, we never hung our head. We never felt defeated for ourselves. We just hustled back, and, it was the next play. Nobody blamed each other, and I think that just speaks to this group that we have, and I think that's going to carry us a long way.
Chloe Peterson, Daily Iowan. Especially after last season's loss in the second round, what does it mean to go to the Sweet 16 this year?
It's awesome. I think anytime you are one of 16 teams that get to keep playing basketball, it's pretty special. But, it wasn't like a huge party or celebration in the locker room. This wasn't our goal. It's one of the steps to reaching our goal, but it's not the end-all, be-all for us. This is the first weekend and it's done with, and now we have a second weekend, and we hope there's a third weekend too. So, our next step is going to Seattle and being prepared to play there. And, but yeah, anytime, you advance to the Sweet 16, it is special, and you should appreciate it. And, to win one last time for McKenna and Monica on our home court is, they deserve that more than anybody.
A question online for Gabby. With 21 assists as a team, how special is it to play on a team that creates for one another? That's from Joshua Lauder.
Yeah, I think, we've always preached, ever since I've been here, that giving up a good shot for a great shot. I think we're really good at that. And obviously, Caitlin's really good at finding her teammates and knowing who's hot and we've been playing together so long that we know where each other is and just how to get each other open. And I don't know, I feel like they knew I was hot, and they got me the ball in the right spot. And I don't know, it just opens things up more inside for Monica, too, as well. So,
Caitlin, I think between points and assists, you were responsible for 33 of Iowa's last 35 points. Just, did you just decide, hey, it's my time to lead?
Yeah, I mean, I really did not want to let this team lose again in this round, and I knew I needed to step up and make plays for this team, and I thought I kind of was able to pick apart their zone with my eyes and get the ball inside. I know there was a few times where I was able to get it to Monica before anybody was there, and their zone hadn't shifted, and she kind of had just sealed. So I think that was huge, and obviously when Gabby shoots the ball like she is, it gives me quite a few assists as well. But when I'm able to pass the ball and get over 10 assists, I feel like it gives our team the balance that we need to reach the goals we want to achieve, but also it frustrates the other team. You know, it's hard to, you know, pick people who you're going to guard, and, you know, we have 4 people in double figures, so, you know, it's a challenge, especially when you're playing a zone like that of, you know, who are you going to guard and who are you going to leave open.
Zachary Draves, SB Nation Swish Appeal. Gabby, now that the pressure to succeed will grow from here on out as you all head to Seattle, does today's performance give you an added layer of confidence as you move on to the Sweet 16 to perform as well as you did today?
Yeah, I think obviously when you see shots go down, you gain confidence, and it's only going to get harder, and teams are going to get better from here, and we know that, and we're just going to have the same mentality, take it game by game, day by day, and I think we're ready. We're excited, and obviously it's really special that we get to go to the Sweet 16, so I think we're just going to lock down, stay focused, and know the coaches will have us prepared.
All right, we've got time for one last question from Scott.
Yeah, Scott Docterman, The Athletic, for Caitlin and Gabby. I'm kind of an old dude, so it seems like this arena was louder persistently for 2+ hours than I can ever remember. What was it like to play in that environment, to hear the ebbs and the flows, but just the way it topped off at certain times where, you know, my ears are still ringing.
Yeah, I think it's really special, and, you know, the crowd really responds to me, you know, throwing my hands in the air, which is kind of nice. They, you know, they know when to get loud on defense, especially, you know. It's hard for the other team when people are just screaming at the top of their lungs, but at the same time, I got to give Georgia credit. I thought they answered quite a few times. They made some tough shots, some tough contested twos. Those are the shots we want them to take, and you know, as we move forward, those are shots teams are going to make, but it's going to be how are we going to respond. And but I'm just grateful. I mean, that crowd is incredible, and it's something that maybe we're getting used to, but at the same time, you know, it can be like that everywhere for women's basketball. It really can. If people just, you know, get in the arena and watch, the product is pretty amazing. And I think the joy and the passion that our team plays with is what attracts people to this arena. And it's like pro sports in the state of Iowa. So we're so lucky, and a lot of credit goes to her right here because she's built this program up. You know, we were just lucky to come in here. There's been a lot of really good players that have built our culture to be what it is today. And, you know, we just kind of try to hold that to a high standard as well.
All right, ladies, thanks for joining us today. All right, and we will continue with questions for Coach Bluter.
Yeah, just the status of Hannah, what happened yesterday in practice, and what's probably, was there a chance she could have played today, and what's her possible availability for next week?
Yeah, I mean, it literally happened in the last 3 minutes of practice yesterday. She just turned her ankle. You know, they did treatments on it last night till late, and again this morning, and I really thought she was going to be able to go today, but you know, when she came into the locker room after the first warm-up, I knew it was going to be tough for her. So, you know, I think she'll be back, though, by next week, weekend, so I'm not worried about that. We've got great sports medicine here, and they'll take care of her.
With Molly going down in the first quarter, is there any concern with her and her availability for next week as well?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything yet, but I don't think so.
Please remember to give your name and affiliation when asking questions.
Coach, they seem to. Did you see them playing the zone coming in, or were they man player to player? Or?
No, they're a zone defensive team all the way.
Yep.
So that's what we prepared for, and we knew that that's what they were going to do. And they're very good at it, and they're long and they're quick, and they do a great job of covering space. I thought, you know, they did a great job, and you know, we had 17 turnovers, which, like Caitlin said, is a little bit too high. But I got to point out, they had 18. So, you know, I mean, our defense was pretty good, too. We held them, you know, I thought Diamond Battles played really well. I thought we did a great job on Audrey Warren. We held them below what their field goal percentage is, 1 point below their normal averages, and we scored 16 more than what they usually, you know, give up. So, you know, I think, you know, we did okay against their zone.
John Stebby, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Caitlin with 12 assists. What makes her such a great distributor?
I mean, she's just so good, and she's always been good. You know, an unbelievable passer. Her vision is so incredible. It's like, you know, she can sit here and recite plays, and that's like how she is out there. She can see things unfolding I mean, it's a real gift. I really believe that. But she has 12. She has a double. She also has three steals tonight. So she contributed in so many ways. But she is a beautiful passer, and it's not just like 1 or 2 games. It is all the time.
Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Coach Abrahamson Henderson said that she thought Diamond Battles was the best player on the floor today. Just your response to that?
I mean, I think she was good. Was she the best player on the floor? I don't know. She had 21 points, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. I mean, I'm going to be biased, and she's going to be biased, right? I mean, she thinks, Diamond Battles. I think she was the best Georgia player on the floor. But you have a hard time telling me that Caitlin Clark wasn't the best player when she has 12 assists and 22 points and 3 steals. I mean, numbers are right there. And, yeah.
Braden Roberts, Go Iowa Awesome. Caitlin's basket with 43 seconds left, is that the look you wanted, or did the play just develop that way?
It just developed that way. We were kind of waiting the clock down. We had a 2-point lead at that point. So we're going to milk the clock a little bit. And last time we ran that play, McKenna was wide open for a layup underneath. And so it was going to be one or the other, right? It was either she was going to get it or one of our bigs were going to get it. So I will let Caitlin shoot that last shot any day. We all know that that's usually a pretty good thing. And that was a right-on, straight-on, kind of a banked in, and then we had a 2-possession lead. And so felt a lot better having a 2-possession lead.
Chuck? All right, we're good. Kennington Smith, Des Moines Register, coach. Every starter played at least 37 minutes. 2-part question. Can you put into perspective how difficult it is to win in this round with basically 5 players, and what does it say about your 5 that they were able to execute well enough to win?
Yeah, I'm proud of them for being able to execute like that. I mean, the nice thing is ABC had a little bit longer timeout, or a little bit longer timeouts, and so that helped us a little bit. But Caitlin has to play 40 minutes in this game. But, Diamond Battles plays 36 minutes, so it's not like – but they do distribute their minutes better than we did. It's just unfortunate that Hannah went down. And obviously when Molly went down right away, I mean, it's just one of those things. But honestly, our players never hung their head. They never got upset about any of that stuff. And so, again, I really credit their maturity.
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. I know you mentioned that you haven't really brought up the Creighton game from last year. You said you used it more in the summer. But now that you've won this game and gotten past the stage of the Sweet 16, what does it mean for you and for the whole team to come back and kind of avenge that loss and be able to take a step forward towards your guys' goal of making the Final Four? Yeah, I mean, that was last year, and we just, honestly used it for motivation this summer, but it's not something we've talked about this week. Now, maybe it's in the back of everybody's mind, but it's not something we really brought up. It feels good to win this game, certainly, but it's more that we beat a really good Georgia team and we're advancing to the Sweet 16 and we get to play another week. I mean, that's what we're most happy about. It's not like we have to defend ourselves that we lost to Creighton last year. Creighton proved themselves they were a good team. They got to the Elite Eight. They beat Iowa State after they beat us. So, I mean, sometimes it's about matchups. And this was a tough matchup for us. Today, Georgia team was a tough matchup for us. I thought we did a great job with that.
Scott Docterman with The Athletic. Lisa, both these games here, your opponents have committed 2 intentional fouls in both games. And Caitlin in particular, she got clubbed across the face the other day. Today, with 1 second left, she got shoved, right all across the floor. How do you keep your players composed when that happens? And what's kind of your response to some of these fouls that could be injuring some of your players? Yeah, it's frustrating, especially you got 3 seconds left, or I mean, to have a cheap foul at that point, it's very frustrating as a coach because you don't want your players getting hurt. I mean, Gabby had to come out of that game because of that. Keeping our composure, we've learned even through the Michigan State game there that we have to keep our composure no matter what. So that was a great lesson that we learned at their place. And, they see it on TV. They see it happening where people don't keep their composure. I ran out there. I'm looking back at it, that was probably really stupid. I probably didn't need to be doing that and get in the middle of that. But, I mean, my players, honestly, they knew it was at stake, and they just really focused in. And obviously, Caitlin is the one that we worry about with, she's very passionate and stuff. She was actually very calm in that situation.
All right. Any additional questions for Coach Bluter?
Braden Roberts, go Iowa Awesome. Can you just talk about what Monica and McKenna mean to you in the program?
Yeah, I just am so glad that we got to send those two seniors out on a positive note. I mean, I don't know how many games that they've won in Carver. I mean, a lot over the years. And those two seniors are really, really special. They've played a lot of games out here. They've been captains for us the last 2 years. And so it's their leadership as well as their work ethic and their abilities. I mean, McKenna knocked down a couple of huge threes for us today, had 8 rebounds. Monica had 9. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to lose those two, but we want to just keep this season going as long as we can.
All right, Kennington, last question for Coach.
I know you said that Hannah and Molly should be fine, but just a general question as you get deeper into a postseason, what is the challenge as a coaching staff to keep your players fresh?
You know, I mean, I think that happens in practice. I think you have to be smart in practice. You know, with limiting time and maybe doing, like, you're not going to get a whole lot better at fundamentals at this time of year. So it's a lot more like knowing our personnel and doing more film work and really having them take care of themselves. I mean, it's them, you know, hydrating, eating well, getting sleep, staying healthy, staying off their phones, that sort of thing that we really try to stress to them, that they have to keep themselves healthy, but also I need to really manage their minutes during practice and use more of a film workout sometimes than a physical workout.
All right. Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you.
Reminder for everybody that the Iowa locker room remains open. Please check out front for the time remaining.